So a very different looking market today. We have a little bit of a short squeeze on our hands and prices are starting to move. Pretty much everything that we covered yesterday has played out to perfection, and there it is in the banter bubbles charts over here on the hourly up, on the daily up. Even some of those weekly gains are coming back. So let's get straight into it. In today's show, we're going to discuss, is the crypto bear trap officially set? We'll go over some of my upside Bitcoin price targets and how long I think it may take to break back into all-time highs. So without further ado, smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Wake up and let's get into it. So of course, I also want to start off over here with the VIX over here, because the VIX has actually, at least according to this tweet over here, when the VIX goes up, people believe that signals a risk-off event, right? When the 10-day ROC crosses above 40, as you can see over here on the bottom. But historically, what it's actually proven is that when the VIX, which is simply the volatility index for the S&P 500, when it does do that, it signals a buy signal with a forward 3 and 6 month positivity rate. And we've had two examples of that happening in the prior times in the past over here. And what that means is that, if you do have cash on hand and you have the ability to patiently wait 3 to 6 months in putting your money into the market now, will give you between an 84 and 91% probability that prices will be higher, right? 3 to 6 months from now, prices will be higher. And that means that you should expect that will have a positive effect, of course, on crypto, because most of these risk on assets move together. So correction phase still in play over here on the stock market, but you're very quickly approaching major support, and you should expect in the next 2 weeks or so that the stock market will find support and then start to look to bounce from those levels. You also have your Coinbase coming down. Coinbase would be actually a really decent long-term buy if you do have access to a brokerage account where you can actually purchase this. There you go, coming into that trend line over there. You're looking at support over here at about 215 on Coinbase, and I do believe that you'll have a measured move breakout from this rectangle up to 354%. So to get that exposure to the altcoin sector without getting completely wrecked by underperforming altcoins, sometimes it's better to bet on the picks and shovels, right? We know Coinbase is the picks and shovels. Of course, buying that exchange over there is one of the best ways to get exposure. Of course, they've also launched base chain layer 2 built on Ethereum, and there's no token there to buy. So you can either buy one of the meme coins on Base, or you can actually just buy Coinbase stock. So if you're looking at that, that's about a 65% move, which trades very similar to crypto, but a lot safer, right? So that is something to look at over there. Put that onto your watch list over there if it is something that you want to remember. Yesterday's show, I went into quite a lot of detail about the ETH beta plays, L2s, as well as, again, measuring at least coins that you've been holding against Bitcoin and the underperformance of those coins. So this is a really good alternative bet, is to be looking at something like Coinbase. All right, in terms of the DXY, we're still waiting for the breakdown over here. We have lost the momentum line over there, that being the upsloping trend line, but we are at major support, right? This is big support in the gray area on a weekly time frame, and we're looking for something like that acceptance gain below, and then a proper breakdown in the DXY. As per my little LARP lines over here, if it did follow out in that trajectory, well, you'd be looking at some point towards the end of Q3, beginning of Q4 of this year, where you'll see that proper breakdown, and that's what will get the coins moving beautifully towards the upside, risk on for the crypto assets. Now, if you look at the weekly time frame over here, we've definitely got a beautiful wick that's forming over there. I'll zoom in on one of the other charts, but what I wanted to outline over here is the funding rates, which have been pretty flat, which actually favors the bulls, right? In a bull market, flat to negative funding favors the bulls. It shows that the market is still too scared to go risk on over here. And it's actually when you have extremely high funding rates that you set in those blow off tops and peaks. And that's where you need to be cautious. But that is not the case right now. We've seen it over here as well on the funding rate heat map. A complete flush of the leverage has taken place over the last couple of months within this market. and even some of the coins going completely negative. AVAX negative over there on the funding in the last 30 days. WorldCoin also massive negative funding. TIA also negative funding. And there actually is an opportunity over there. I did actually take a trade on this, which I'll discuss on today's show. Excuse me, not actually TIA, it was TAO that I took a trade. Similar ticker over there. All right, so we'll discuss some of those trades. Remember, we covered yesterday as well the grinding into major resistance over here. But those grinds into resistance lead to massive breakouts. This is our anticipated topping time period, anywhere between May and October. Within this zone over here is where we're expecting a top. Timing wise, it's still questionable with regards to how high that could go. But one thing I did find interesting is if you simply take a fib retracement from the prior all-time high down to the bottom of here. Now, this is on a log chart, so it might look a little bit strange, but the fib level is still working exactly the same way. You can see a 1.618 fib extension is coming in over here at 101,000. Now, that's a very conservative target that we should at least make it to that point over there. And I would expect quite a big candle based on the next major breakout. And seasonality also is in alignment with what I covered over here on the DXY, suggesting that Q4 is inherently a very bullish time for the markets, with most of the biggest green quarters put in that Q4 time period. The only time that you really experience the red over here is in the bear markets, Q4 of a strong bear market. And of course, this is not a bear market, this is a bull market, so we would expect continuation. So your outlook 3, 6, 9 and even 12 months from now should be that prices should be higher than what they're at right now, especially since we've been in this correction for 134 days and we've now put in a beautiful reversal candle coming straight into that mid-range level, which we also discussed yesterday. Look at that candle over there. This is looking strong for continuation. Bitcoin up now to 67,084. So starting to clear some beautiful levels over there. And I did discuss this with the whale room community. I posted this actually just after yesterday's show. We had discussed this as a high probability play. I gave a detailed analysis discussing price coming down into the 50% level over here and looking for a bounce from that zone. And I actually did take the long trade over there, which I'll show you now. There it is. That's the long trade over there. But nevertheless, with that being said, if you do want the full detailed analysis, and you can go into, of course, into the Discord over there. For those of you who are in the Discord, the full write-up was over here, exactly this in relation to the hash ribbons indicator and why this is a high probability bounce zone that I'll be looking to bid into. And that's exactly what we got over there. So now there is some major resistance coming overhead, which we do need to see bulls break out from. But if they can get price successfully above the $72,000 region, again, based on what we're seeing on that high time frame monthly chart over here, you're looking for a major move, right? We also have the blue buy signal over here as per the hash ribbons indicator. We saw that the new mining rigs have come back onto the market, upgrades in terms of their capabilities, and consequently we're looking at price moving onwards and upwards. Okay, so with that being said, also price has bounced off of here the 9 and 18 exponential moving average, continuing to show that it's holding that up as bullish support, and you've reclaimed the mid-range level. You are above the pivot level, meaning your RSI continues to trend towards the upside, and it looks like onwards and upwards. Again, we just have to face this resistance between $70,000 and $72,000. Now, we also discussed price coming into the low liquidity level situated down here at $63,000, and as you can see over there, we wicked absolutely perfectly into that zone, capturing $152 million worth of liquidity in the form of stop losses as well as some limit orders that were set there, and consequently price is moving towards the upside. Now, what that means is we just have that last bit of resistance left over here in the form of the lucid saw on the weekly time frame. Price still above the 21 exponential moving average suggests that this is a bullish environment where every dip that occurs you want to buy. You'll remember that I spoke about this from early on this week, where I said that I believe that any of the downward price action that comes over here, when you look back towards the end of the week, will most likely just look like a wick in the making, and price will likely close higher up. Now, as it currently stands, that is still the situation. We do need to break above last week's high. The very second that you take out last week's high, especially following this wick over here, you can expect that you're going to break that lucid saw. That's the stop and reversal indicator over there, and that means that you're looking for an explosive move move and continuation in the weeks to come, challenging that all-time high. So how long do I think it would take to break the all-time highs? Well, if you can start to clear above this resistance and get into the 70K zone, I would give it between 1 and 2 weeks before Bitcoin is again trading up at all-time high and all-time highs, and consequently that is one reason why I have taken some long trades. Now, all of those trades were dropped beforehand in the Whale Room Discord. I'll share one or two of those with you guys today. Also, speaking of which, when we look at this liquidity down here, and we said 152 million, you can see if you come here as well, the liquidity was taken, right? This was pretty close to 122 million worth of longs that got liquidated within the market, and then immediately after that, you can see the shorts are starting to get taken out, with the last 12 hours and 4-hour candles taking the majority of the liquidity in the form of shorts getting squeezed out of their positions, forcing them to flip long within the market. This is also what we looked at yesterday. It was the push into the 50 MA right here on the daily time frame. We got that, and inevitably, as price moves onwards and upwards over here, these super guppy indicators are going to start to flip green buy signals over there, which is where your trend traders are going to start to step into the market, and they're going to evaluate this to be a fair value zone with good risk to put into the market over there. Also looking at the 4-hour time frame, there it is, our little LARP lines again playing out to perfection, coming down into that golden cross. Remember, I spoke about that. I said over here, you get the golden cross where the 50 and the 200 EMA cross towards the upside. Price extends over that, and eventually you'll revert back into that to double check, is it really support? And the answer was yes. Now you're looking for any little pullbacks over here to continue price onwards and upwards. And then remember, you do have that major resistance overhead at $72,000. So that's the trade that I've taken over there. It is a sizable trade. I'm up 6% over here. This is a $100,000 position. We covered this over here with the Whale Room community on the live Zoom session last night. Now, there is a possibility that you'll get a short-term pullback. And if you do, the pullback levels that I'll be looking down to are probably going to be towards the $65,000 region, where you'll probably come back for major support, right? There it is, coming back down into 65.5 is about the 50 M or EMA, at least on the 4-hour time frame. A throwback into that level is most likely going to be support. This trade right now is risk-free. I have elevated my stop loss above the entry to give it a chance to actually get going. Now, one of the reasons that I took this trade, which we discussed in the Whale Room live Zoom session last night, was we're having a look over here at what's happening between price and the various different leverage and spot traders. Now, what we noticed over here is price was obviously still coming down. Based on our technical analysis, we're anticipating that we're looking for a bounce out of that level. Then we said what we need to do is we need to watch, does spot buying come back into the market? And the answer was yes. While simultaneously, the open interest flushes towards the downside, showing you that short traders are closing their positions. And that's exactly what happened. As the open interest flushed down, leverage started to increase towards the upside, chasing price alongside spot. And then we knew that a short squeeze was in fact in motion. And that's exactly what's taking place right now. You can see we still have relatively low open interest, which shows you there's still a lot more juice to be squeezed from the lemon. If we go back to the Discord over here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek into the institutional chart section, which actually showcases that, you know, there is still quite a negative delta, which again shows there's extra juice to be squeezed from that lemon. That's on both Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. And if you look at the overview of all the various other altcoins, a lot of them still remain with a negative delta. Now, that means that you're looking for the short squeeze to push a little bit higher. We're looking for continuation of that. And consequently, I have taken a couple of trades. The only warning signal that I want to give is this. It's food for thought, and I think low probability, but it's still something you need to look at, right? There is going to be an options expiration strike price, which occurs today with max pain at $63,000. Now, if we do get a pullback, it's probably due to this market makers manipulating price towards the downside. I think it's less likely, but it's something to keep an open eye on. Now, I have taken a few trades over here, one of which that I'm going to give you is 𝗬𝗢. I've taken this trade over here. This is a true Valhalla or zero trade, pretty much stopping out below that $280 level. This again was dropped in the Discord, and I'm looking for a pretty sizable move up all the way back to all-time highs, possibly even above that. Now, I've taken these trades on WEEX. All the trade setups have been dropped in Whale Room, so that's just one sneak peek for those of you guys who are not in Whale Room. But these are the trades that I entered into this morning. I took Rune. So we're up 1.51% over there. I took Arweave pretty much flat over here. Just entered into that. I entered into Brett as well. I entered into 𝗬𝗢. As you can see, 𝗬𝗢 is already starting to move. I am currently up already 6% on that trade. The BTC trade, we had already taken quite a while back, so up 36% on that one. Looking really good. Phantom is down significantly. That's one of the losers. And then we also have the WIF trade, right? Up 45% over there. Looking super, super strong. 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢 up only 6.57%. So these are some of the trades that have been taken. If you guys do want to follow along all of the crypto assets that I've listed in the Discord and taken the trades on, of course, those are over here on WEEX. There's a link in the description below if you do want to participate and you want to sign up to WEEX. You do get the opportunity with WEEX is actually that every trade that you take, you essentially airdrop farming, right? The more trades that you open and close over here, the more points you get, and they actually drop you the WXT token in the form of an airdrop, which is liquid. It's on the market. It's already launched. So if you do want that above and beyond your sign-up bonus, that is an opportunity. The link is in the description. All right. I do want to touch on the, we'll keep an eye out as well on this trade over here. Let's just move it up over there, and then we'll have a look at some altcoins in a bit. But I do want to touch as well on what's happening with ETH. If you look at some of the comparative data, you can see over here, we now have the third day of data. So you can see Ethereum ETF was 1 billion, right? Whereas the Bitcoin ETF was 7.7 billion. Day 2 was 950 million on the ETH ETF. Day 2 was 2.3 billion. So also got a big drop on the second day when you look at the Bitcoin ETF. Day 3 on the Bitcoin ETF was 1.8 billion, so came down as well. And then here you have Ethereum, 845 million of inflows. Now, overall, ETH has got a negative flows. It's down 152.3 million in terms of negative flows based on the inflows versus the outflows. Remember, the outflows are coming from Grayscale. You can see over here, if you look at the Grayscale Ethereum Trust, of course, it was flat. And now that the ETFs launch, they are dumping those coins. So the hope over here is that, of course, that Grayscale dumped this very, very quickly into the market and not a slow bleed over time, because the sooner that it's over, the sooner you'll see a rebound in Ethereum. If you look at the all year to date, of course, this is what the chart looked like as they were accumulating ETH, and now it's been a slow decline and obviously a little bit more aggressive if you zoom in over there. So this is what Bitcoin did. Here is a fractal, and so far Ethereum is following on pretty similar. If this fractal plays out, now fractals are complex, right? There's no real data over here. It's just more interesting to map out how the psychology of market participants play out in these types of environments. Now, if it did follow the same fractal, timing-wise, this could dump for the entirety of August, and you're looking, or at least the entirety of July into the middle of August over here, and that's where you'll be looking for a bit of a bottom, possibly down even below $2,600, and then hopefully a big rebound on ETH. If ETH does well, remember, the other altcoins do even better. So it's not that I want ETH to do bad. I'd prefer for ETH to do well, because it means more liquidity and money coming into the markets. And that means that the higher beta plays and the stronger coins that you and I have been looking at, like Solana, will outperform ETH. And that means we make even more money. So here is your ETH BTC chart, still in a downtrend over there. Price finding a little bit of support over there, but we have lost the mid-range on the weekly time frame for the ETH chart. This is quite a sloppy chart over here, and I would guess that it's probably just going to continue to chop. Honestly, it's going to continue to chop for a while. Who knows how low this goes over here, but there's not really a real entry when it comes onto this trade over here on ETH USD. So something to keep an eye out on. Also, Bitcoin dominance continues to climb towards the upside. You do also have the bearish divergence, which was in play over here on the Bitcoin dominance, with now price peeking its head through the top of that trend line over there. So actually starting to break out from that. And that means that Bitcoin could potentially push all the way up into 58 to 60%. Remember, the order block that led to the breakdown of this move is actually situated all the way at 62% on Bitcoin dominance. Now, anywhere that Bitcoin gets into this zone over here, if it pushes up into this region over here, as soon as it touches that 58% zone or into the 62% zone, that's where I'm going to be looking for major weakness, and I'm going to start to position quite aggressively out of Bitcoin into altcoins. I have not yet done that. The alternative is that Bitcoin dominance needs to break the mid-range level, which would mean you need to see something like this, a consolidation under the 53.83% level, and then we could do the same thing. Right now, you're in no man's land. You need to wait for the extremities. The extremities are 58 to 62%, or a break below 53.83% on the Bitcoin dominance. So total 3 still grinding along over here. It will feel a lot more comfortable, at least for the bulls, when prices actually get into the yellow box over here. That means you're moving from your discount zone into your premium zone. Remember, you can divide your charts up. This is your major discount zone in terms of the range. That is your major premium zone on the top side. So that's 0.1, 0.2, but you can subdivide those levels into 0.1 and 0.2 of this range that we've been stuck within. Therefore, this becomes your discount zone. This becomes your premium zone. Remember, holding price in the premium zone is actually where you get bulls in control, and you get those big major breakouts, which is very similar to what I'm looking at over here, right? Price grinding up into the premium zone over here will likely lead to a repricing where this becomes fair value, price explodes towards the upside, and a new discount zone is formed on Bitcoin. So that's something that we're still waiting for over there. Okay, other trades that I've been looking at, well, that's the Rune trade over there. Let's go up to the top over here. Let's see. Okay, Chainlink getting a nice, beautiful bounce off there. Yesterday looks like the easy invalidation for a long trade over there. So we did raise stops into break even. As long as you're in that trade over there, in profit, you can continue to hold, looking for a big move up to about 18.7 over there. Solana has back tested into the support level. There it is. Perfect retest into the trend line. There we go. Downsloping trend line, breaks it, comes back. So this is a bump and run scenario, right? Pushes up, bumps through, hits that level, and then you're looking for the run off of this zone. So will you get it down into 160? Well, right now it looks very, very unlikely. It looks like continuation. One of the top coins that we have to look at is, of course, from Your Excellency Justin Sun. Now, this has relative strength, like the man or not. The coin holds relative strength and continues to put in high highs and high lows, grinding onwards and upwards. These are examples of some of these strong coins, right? A prior coin that was strong but now is looking weak is going to be Render, right? Render USDT. Let's quickly go to Render. There it is. This was a prior strong coin that's now becoming a weak coin. There it is, flipping this into major resistance. So what else do we have? What else do we have? I do want to remind you, before we go into some of the other coins, if you do want to participate in the trading competition, right? Remember the winner Cybertruck trading competition. There is a link below. You can click that over there. Go through below. I am registered. I've registered already. I don't know why it's saying this. Now I've registered again. You must be joking. Let's see how many people are on this. Now I was up into, I think, like 9th position or something, and now I've restarted all over again. I'll have to contact the team over there. But anyway, the good news is that it looks like it's working, because some people said they were struggling to get in, and I told you that there's a major opportunity here to participate in the competition, because you only have 89 participants. Think of when people enter into the lottery, they pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to win the lottery, when you're competing with something like 55 million people, depending on which continent you're on, and your probability of winning is pretty much zero, whereas your probability over here of winning a Cybertruck, and everybody seems to want to win the Cybertruck, is very, very high. All you need to do is get the highest P&L gains, right? The highest P&L gains. So don't be like me, though. I'm in with full size over here with a $50,000 account in this trade. Rather go in with a smaller size, and then you have a higher chance of winning. There is a minimum requirement. You can read everything in there if you do want to participate. All right. Let's have a look at a couple of other things. I also want to review, let's see what some of the other traders are looking at over here. So Josh is looking at, what was this over here? Okay, this was yesterday. He dropped the Pendle trade and pretty much full profits. Well done, bro. Great trade over there. Full profits over there. That's what Josh is looking at. You also have, of course, Farouk over here looking at a couple of trades. So he's more of a scalper looking at short trades over there yesterday and today, looking at price to get back above the Monday high. So if you do want more information, it is in the Discord over there. Of course, we are constantly dropping trades. I dropped the Rune trade in there. I dropped, let me just quickly check which is the other one. Okay, I dropped the Tau trade. It is in there. I dropped the WIF trade as well. And then I actually mentioned as well that I'm looking at 1 or 2 meme coins. So one of the trades that I've taken over here, this is just a spot trade, is Ponky, right? There it is, Ponky the monkey on Solana. Perfect back test into support over here. I have taken a Ponky spot trade, which I'm going to be holding hopefully for the majority of this cycle. Looking at prices moving up over here, waiting for you to break above these all-time highs. When these things get moving, they really get moving. So up quite a lot. You can see the meme coin sector continuously getting bid first, fastest, and hardest towards the upside over there. So let me know if you have any requests over there. We can have a look at some of the coins that you guys want to look at. And then I just want to check, let's see, is there anything else that I've missed over here? Okay, Sol BTC is still looking strong. Let's quickly check Casper BTC. How's that one looking? Okay. This is the zone we said Casper must bounce against Bitcoin. This is a critical level to hold. If Casper is to continue to outperform Bitcoin, that's the zone. Let's go look at Casper USD. How does that one look? Because this has also been one with relative strength, but does it still have that relative strength? Okay, still looking for a break above 18.3, but I think that it should get it done, right? Casper is in my portfolio over here. I'm holding spot on Casper, right? Let's just quickly see over here. So here's my Casper. This is some of the Casper that I hold over here. And the rest is on a DEX, on a ledger. All right. Okay, let's go. What do we have? Brett. Okay. Brett was also one of the trades that I dropped over there in the... I think I did drop it here in the Discord. Yes, Brett is one of the trades that I've taken. We can go and have a look at Brett. Okay, let's see. Brett USDT. Okay, now the reason that I long Brett over here is just because if my thesis is that the rest of the market is going to break out, these things break out in a very big way, and you don't get many opportunities. You get these types of candles, right, that just move from here straight up. Like you can get one candle that goes straight to all-time highs like that, and you won't have time to get exposure. So therefore, I'm viewing this as a major high low in the making, a major high low in the making, and I'm expecting breakout and continuation higher. I have taken that trade over there on WEEX, right? WEEX, one of our partners. There it is. There's the Brett trade, currently up, of course, 4.5%. Only just entered, right? Only just entered. So far, these trades are looking all good. Everything is up except for Phantom, which I took a long time ago, and Arbitrum is also down quite a bit. So we'll see how massively we can grow this account over time. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, I'm going to look over here into the list to see if there's any coins that I think are good. So this is one, Moo on Sol. I'm going to go to Moo on Sol because this thing is pumping, right? I don't know if this chart is reflecting everything correctly because there's a huge wick that occurred here yesterday. But if we do ignore that wick, well, you've been in a parallel channel. Moo the bull is pushing, right? You've broken out of this over here. You have continuation higher. For the meme coin enthusiasts and lovers out there, I do want to remind you as well, I ran a little poll section over here. I said that in the Whale Room Discord. I said I'll soon be preparing a meme coin super cycle portfolio. I said this is where the life-changing money will be made, and I genuinely and truly believe that, guys. By show of hands, how many of you want this? It looks like there's massive demand. So we'll be slowly but surely starting to drop that into the DJ and call section on Discord. For those of you that are in there, if you want the meme coin super cycle, it is coming soon. But let me know in the comments as well. What do you guys think? Do you guys want a meme coin portfolio? I genuinely believe that is where the mind share is going to continue to be for the entirety of the cycle. cycle, and especially when you get into what we call silly season. Silly season is where altcoins are just completely outperforming Bitcoin. That is where the big money is going to be made, and I'm looking to establish those positions now, sooner rather than later. All right, I see you guys say yes, please, absolutely. Okay, great. It looks like there's good demand for that, and that supports what I'm saying, right? The mind share is still going to be in the meme coins. All right, let's have a look. What else? Okay. 𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗓, please. It will be the best technology. I'll look at 𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗓, but my thoughts on the technology is that I don't really care, to be honest with you. I think the worse the technology, the better the coin moves, because this is just an upside down space. Like the space doesn't make sense. So let's look at 𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗓 though. Big push out of this parallel channel that was governing price towards the downside. I'm going to start to clean this up here. So let's quickly delete this. That was what we're looking at previously. Okay, we still have the same range levels over here. I do also think, similar to the other meme coins, for a lot of them, this is going to be the low, this is going to be the high low. You're probably going to see a push up over here, reclaim above the 50% level at 0.03, and then you're going to start to see rapid expansion and continuation. Remember, we're coming off pretty low volatility market wide, so you can expect that there are going to be big moves when we do eventually break out of these range levels. Okay. What else? TAI. I don't know what TAI is. Let's quickly see. TAI, or do you mean TIA? Is it this one? Let's have a look. Okay, let's quickly see. If this is the one that you're looking at over here for that request, then, I mean, important SR flip level is going to be this zone over here, which it has successfully defended. And in terms of your next major levels, this is pretty much the most sticky point over here. Okay, so you're kind of in the mid-range. That's the way that I would view it. Okay, Cardano, I can go look at Cardano. Okay, so bouncing off the area that we last looked at, coming into the mid-range over here, that's what we said. You want to see price push up, reclaim above 45 cents, and then you can have continuation higher. But remember, Cardano is still putting in lower lows and lower highs. This would be your first high low in the making, and your first high would be if you can break above 45 cents. That is on Cardano. Okay, 𝗕𝗘𝗫, I have dropped 𝗕𝗘𝗫 as well in whale room. We took a trade on that yesterday. Okay, AVAX. Let's go to AVAX. Okay, AVAX, look, you know, the one thing that I want you guys to think about as well when you look at your various different coins is when last did it trade at this price? So if you go over here, when last, and we run sideways, the last time it traded at this price was down here on the 23rd of January. And the time before that was over here on the 9th of December 2023. The reason that's important is because from an investment perspective, and again, this is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Do I even have to say that anymore? I live in Dubai now. It's like, I think this is where you can say whatever you want. Actually, I don't have to say that anymore. But if you look over here, if your coin hasn't really moved, right, it has had a pump, but then it got immediately retraced, then this is probably not the types of coins that you want to position yourself into for the long term. What you want to see is you want to see volume and volatility. And one of the coins that's done that, of course, is Solana. Now, I don't have any, emotional affinity towards Solana. I don't care about Solana, and I'll dump every single one of my Solanas at the top of the market cycle. What I'm looking for, though, is a coin with volatility and momentum. And this one has volatility and momentum, right? If you go back to January, where was the coin, right? It was down here. Look, this is the difference between, if you're looking at these various different coins, this is where it was in January. If you go all the way back to December, this is where it was in December. What is price done? It's gone up rapidly. Whereas when you look at something like AVAX, then, it's not the same case, right? You go back to December, this is where it was. It's marginally higher. You want to see coins that month after month after month are putting in higher and higher prices. Okay, Kai keeps asking for TAI. I literally did the chart. I literally did it. Now I don't know if Kai is a bot, but I've done the chart. You asked for it again. Look, there's another one. Okay, Mantra. Let's go to Mantra. Let's go Mantra putting in a pullback when I looked this morning. Okay, so definitely pulling back quite a lot over here. Maybe I should just quickly redo some of the charts over here. Let's just check something. All right, let's look at the origin of this move. There we go, from bottom to top. And where is my fib now? One sec. Let's quickly see. There we go. Okay, 382. That's what I'm looking for. In strong trending moves, price often respects the 0.382 fib level. So if you anchor from the low to the confirmed high over here, if price comes down into that 0.382, that tells you it's still strong and it has momentum. So watch as price comes down into $1.11 for Mantra, OM for Mantra. Okay, Popcat's looking super strong. I see that's one of the requests over there. Popcat continues to pop, right? Moving towards the upside. Where is it? Popcat. Here we go. Popcat continues to move. Very, very strong. Probably going to go straight into new all-time highs within a number of days, right? Very, very, very strong over here. Got quite a big upward trajectory. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is probably going to be the fifth and final leg. If you are an Elliott wave chartist, I don't claim to be, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're looking for one more push up over here. Based on the correction from that top, that's probably where I'd look to start to establish some. I mean, you could theoretically enter here, put a stop below, looking for the fifth wave, and then just trail your stop. You know, maybe the correction still brings you above where current price action is. All right. Pepe looks super good as well. Pepe, we know, is the Chinese Pepe, still grinding away higher and higher, right? So looking good over there. Okay, I did 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗣𝗦 already. I see you guys say do 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗣. I did do 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗣. Let's go to Filecoin. All right, let's see Filecoin quickly. Okay, Filecoin, to be honest, not looking great. Big move up, a lot of hype over there, came down, needs to break still above the same levels that I previously mentioned, which is going to be the white line over here, $5.27, but there's not a lot of momentum here. That's the problem. Okay, Injective, I'm going to go to Injective. Let's see. Okay, Injective looking good over here as a higher low. You probably are going to see continuation. Of course, you're going to have resistance coming in at $30, but if the rest of the market moves, the expectation would be that you're going to see something like this, a break above the 30, flip it into support, maybe consolidate a bit more, and then you can push up towards 43. So that would be more or less what I'd be looking for on Injective. Okay, let's see. NEAR. Let's look at NEAR. How's NEAR looking? Okay, NEAR back tested into the major support level at $5.13, pretty much to the wick. You can see respected that level. You're looking for a reversal from this point onwards and higher prices, eventually targeting up to 883, right? Eventually you're going to target up to 883. Okay, let's just see what else do I have over here. I do want to put in a reminder for those of you in the Bitfunded challenge. Now, to qualify for your funding, remember you only need 8% profit. 8% profit and you get funded. Sometimes it can be as easy as this, right? I've taken one trade, I'm up 6.8%, and my drawdown was essentially zero. I had virtually no drawdown on this trade over here, but let's say had I drawn down towards my stop over there, I would have only lost 0.86% on that entry, and therefore, actually I entered over here, so I did have a little bit of drawdown. There we go. My drawdown was only 0.9 or 0.84% because I entered on that candle. You can see the little B for buy. I drew down 0.88% and price obviously ripped. So had I taken this trade on Bitfunded, I would be literally 1% away from qualifying for my funding. This is for people that, you know, want to use other people's money to trade with. There is a link that's below over here. It's a two-step process to join. You have to go click on this one over here. Once you click on that one, fill out all of your various different details, then close this, right? Close this page over here, go back, and then click on point number 2, Bitfunded, and then you're going to select which account you want to go for, right? Do you want to go for the 100,000? Do you want to go for the 5,000? The challenge fee is different. That's your audition fee for that. So this is what the platform looks like over here. I'm still waiting for the absolute perfect trade to take an entry. I might take it today. If I do, I get this message a lot from the people in Whale Room, right? If I do take this in the, and it's tradable or shareable, and I'm not doing a quick scalp, of course, guys, I will drop it in the Whale Room Discord for you guys. So I'm still waiting over here yet to take a trade. There it is. I'm funded with the $5,000 just patiently getting ready. And then I also do want to mention for those DJs out there in the gaming space, remember Upland is the gaming platform and Sparklet is the utility token. If you do want to get your hands on Sparklet, it is going to be on BitGet, right? And you can grab your share of 7,000 or 7 million, excuse me, of those tokens by using the link below, getting onto BitGet, and then going through to this page there. It's linked there with, it'll take you to this page if you use the link in the description. All right, WIF. Let's go to WIF, SUI and WIF. Okay, let's go to SUI and WIF. And then, guys, also please remember, smash the like button. It really helps with the show content to get it out there. So let's go first to SUI. SUI, here we have SUI. Okay, looking good for continuation, same as the rest. Looking at this as a major high low and reversal, probable continuation up to $1.05. We're still in the long trade. We took partial profits over here. If you want to throw those back in, you're more than welcome to reallocate, right? So partial profits halfway through, you'd be reallocating 13% down if you put it in now. And then the other trade was WIF. Let's go to WIF. And then there was one more that I wanted to mention, which is PITH. I saw you guys asked about PITH. PITH is also not looking too bad, right? So here's WIF. That's a WIF trade, perfect retest into support, continuation higher. We're looking for a move up to 348. And then let's go to PITH over here. PITH is the Oracle solution for Solana, but they service many other chains as well, not only Solana, which was new information to me when I found out. We're looking for a break of structure. You got the break of structure, throw back into that level. Look at our little LARP lines. Perfect. Price pushing up off here. You're looking for a move up to 47, right? You're looking for a move all the way up there to 47. So okay, let's see. In terms of the live trading sessions like the one we did yesterday on Zoom, I do want to let you guys know that I am going to be moving the time slot, right? So I'm going to schedule everything in because I'm now in a new time zone. I am going to be moving the time slot. If you guys do want to jump into Whale Room, you guys know where it is. The link is in the description below. And that's it from me. I'll see all of you tomorrow. I'm going to do another stream because I'm here for you guys all the way. See you on the next one, and cheers for now.